I am Meghna. I've been associated with Brahmakumaris for the last 5 years. Um, their knowledge and Raj Yoga meditation completely transformed my life for better. And I was overall, even before Brahmakumaris, overall a happy person. But it's only after joining this organization that I really understood what real happiness means. What I was experiencing before was really momentary pleasures, pockets of joy here and there. Um, it's through the meditation practice that I could catch that there was a lot of negativity, there was sadness at times, there was frustration at times within me. And the spiritual knowledge taught me how to really achieve that true inner joy, that real happiness, which stays with you a lot longer. And this is the power of that knowledge and the meditation that enabled me to experience calmness even during difficult times, through whether the difficulty was related to physical health, relationship issues, or problems at work, or an extremely busy day. Even during those times, we all have the potential to actually stay very calm, content, and powerful. Each one of us is designed to experience this kind of happiness. So the intensity of happiness that we can actually experience is very, very high, and we are limiting ourselves to few pockets of joy here and there. So today's webinar, the topic itself is Art of Problem Solving. I think there's each one of us has variety of problems, and the idea of this webinar, the intent of this webinar is really to kind of expose our current method, the variety of different methods we use to solve the problems that come in our life, and then present an alternative method for you all to interpret, analyze, understand, and then choose which one might give you better results. With that in mind, let's start with a meditation. In the meditation, we will put some background music. And I will put some background music, and I will say out some thoughts loud. Visualization really helps. So for every thought, the words that you hear, try to create a picture and feel the thoughts in your heart. Let this not be a robotic meditation where you're just listening and trying to focus on the words, but really try to feel every thought in your heart. And when you feel it, the focus starts increasing. Pictures really help in creating feelings faster. And that is why the recommendation to create certain pictures as we say the thoughts out loud. So what we will do here is we will connect ourselves to our higher perfect image and experience who we really are. So here we go. Let's sit comfortably. Feet on the ground, back straight, body as still as possible. And let's deepen our breaths. With every breath, let go of people, hurt, past, future. Let it all go. And let's take this golden chance to take a journey within, to spend some quality time with the inner being that has been neglected for ages. Hello, inner being. I am here to attend you, to heal you. Who are you? How are you? I am a pure, peaceful, loving, and a happy being. Everything about me is unique, special, and majestic. I, the powerful being, can create what I want. Not only can I create, but I can donate it to others and the environment. Every being in this webinar is filled with courage and calmness. Every being in this city is filled with courage and calmness. Every being in this world is filled with courage and calmness. I am the most elevated creation of this universe. I am bold, strong, and capable. Nothing is beyond me. I am the child of the divine, and I love myself fully. I accept myself fully. I am beautiful, divine, and benevolent. Thank you, universe and God, for giving me such a beautiful and elevated life. So, if you think about problems itself, as you can see, the image portrays a variety of problems in this world, right? And some of us might have all of them, and some of us might have bigger ones in some areas. But if we think about it, is there really anyone in this world that does not have a problem or has not faced a problem? Right? Whether it is rich or poor, young or old, black or white, doesn't matter. Each one of us has faced small, medium-sized, big, you name it, right? We've all faced a variety of problems. And it kind of looks like in the current world, problems are expected, right? No matter how hard I try to financially secure myself, to take care of my physical health, to invest time in beautiful relationships, to do everything I can to go higher at work, in spite of me putting 100%, it looks like in this world, problems are expected. So indeed, this world is really not perfect, and that is why problems are expected. Even the simple understanding enables us to not get too worked up if problems come. So here, the idea here is really not to become a little demotivated or pessimistic or lose hope on this kind of world, but it's really to become very wise, understand our surroundings, completely understand what are we up against, and then play wisely, right? So the first step is to acknowledge that problems are expected. I am not the only one that is affected by it. Each one of us in this world is affected by problems. Now if you want to be a little, real scientific or methodical in solving problems, we need to understand all of these questions about a problem. Without understanding, if we just go down and try to fix it or try to figure out a solution, we will not solve it for good. We will put a bandage here and there, and that bandage keeps ripping off or does not really, heal the wound. So we need to understand who created the problem. Why did this problem come to me? Where is the problem starting? How did it happen? When is it going to end? All of these need to be answered, and then we are kind of ready, in the last step, which is solutioning. So our method becomes right only when we understand all of these various dimensions of a problem. So let's see our understanding. In this next few slides, we will go over both the options, our existing methods and an alternative. And let's then see what kind of solutions would come out of both the methods. Now, where is the problem? If you look at this particular tree diagram, and some of you who might have joined a webinar a few weeks back, we kind of showed this particular diagram, but let me kind of repeat it for the ones who might be joining the first time. If you take this analogy of a tree where I, the emotional being, the spirit, the soul is sitting at the root, and I am responsible for various aspects of my life. Like each of this, you visualize it as a branch. So relationships, work, finances, body, right? So we see problems sometimes with our finances, that all of a sudden heavy investment that we made in some funds or stocks or something like that is suddenly falling off, or we lost our job, or so finances, right? So now where is the problem? Option one, we could say the problem is really happening with my finances. Problem is with my physical body. I have a lot of various kind of issues. There's constant pain, there's constant discomfort. So one is saying the problem is outside. And then who created the problem? Pretty much we will say someone else created it. This finances, really it's the stock market. Either the company is not doing well, they don't have senses in investing wisely. At work, if we have issues, we could say our colleagues, our manager, or we could even blame our fortune, and so on, right? So there are various different things on one option. Second option that we are suggesting is problem is actually inside. Meaning, I, the emotional being, is lacking something within me that is causing me to perceive all the things that I'm seeing outside as a problem. And who is creating this problem? In option two, we say, I am creating the problem. And how am I creating the problem? Through my thoughts. So, for example, suppose we are seeing some issues with our body, and I have different choices. So, for example, I could say that, this particular body, yeah, I've always seen it go through its up and down. It's not feeling very comfortable right now, but after a few days, it will be all right. I didn't create any problem, even though body was uncomfortable. Whereas I myself have the choice of saying, oh my gosh, I do everything in my control. I eat good food. I exercise every day. I even go for regular checkups. I'm doing everything. And yet, this body does not cooperate. My luck is so bad. When I start saying that, I am actually creating the problem inside. And we might have met many people in this world where two people are experiencing a problem, and one person will say, this is not a problem at all, this is nothing. And the other person will say, oh my gosh, I don't think I can handle this. I've had too many things in my life. This is just too much. Right? So indeed, it is the commentary that we play inside causes us to think whether this is a problem or not. So two choices: think that the problem is outside and that someone else created it. Second choice, problem is there is something inside me that is causing me to create these weak thoughts, these uncomfortable negative thoughts, and I am the one who's creating those negative thoughts. What is the problem? So one might say, hey, the problem is, like we just talked about, the problem is my body never is healthy. There is always something or the other going on. My relationship issues never seem to end. My children don't respect me. They don't listen to me, and so on. Job is very stressful, right? So what is the problem? We always talk about the branches, which are really just the symptoms that are showing the disease is not in the branches. The root has caused the disease, and it is spreading in all the branches of life. The second one will say, what is the problem? If I had enough tolerance power, if I didn't feel uncomfortable even when there is slight discomfort, then would the body discomfort cause me to become really sad? Would the body issue really look like an issue to me? Nowadays, people, over the counter, there's just too much medicine available. So we quickly run lack of tolerance. Oh my God, there's a discomfort. Let me eat this. It might become bigger. So let me do this. Or start researching on hundreds of websites, finding out what should I do, right? At work, people are not appreciating me. I don't think anybody likes me. It's actually low self-esteem. I am always fearful that people will leave me. I don't know. I'm doing so much in relationship, yet I feel nobody cares. They're all going to leave me. Attachment to people. I don't know how to respect myself, and I'm too attached. I'm dependent on people to like myself. Unable to cope up with a lot of things that are happening in life. I don't have the ability. I am too weak. I am completely disorganized and have poor team management. If all of these problems exist within me, in the spirit, at the root level, then everything that appears outside here in the branches will seem like a problem. So the problem is really not at the surface level where I say, oh my gosh, relationship issues. I'm fed up of my relationships, or the job is just too stressful. But it's really, I haven't taken the time to develop these inner skills, these qualities, these powers in me. And that is why everything outside seems like a huge challenge to me. Why has this problem come to me? Right? So simple answer in option 1, which I think majority of us might be using, is if it comes in relationships, people are mean these days. So insensitive, so uncaring, so ungrateful. I am surrounded by a bunch of mean people, unthankful people. What can I do? My fortune itself is so bad. Life has always been unfair to me. One by one, problems keep coming. I try so hard, I work so hard, yet I don't see any success at all. So we are giving all of these things as the reasons of why these problems are coming in my life, right? It's not me. And then finally, we also blame God for it. We say, you know, at least I thought God would be on my side because I have always been on his side. I've always prayed and I've always been very religious. I've always done good karma. I thought at least he would be on my side, but I don't even find him on my side. So we blame everyone outside. They are the ones who are creating the problems in my life. People are creating problems. My fortune is bad. I'm constantly running into issues. So this is one way to think about it. Option 2 that we are suggesting is, it's a weakness within that is causing me to create negative thoughts. That is one big thing that we just said. There is indeed some lacking inside me that is unknowingly causing me to create a lot of negative thoughts. And the biggest reason for why this problem came is because of something that I have done in the past. I created a debt in the past by performing a negative karma, either using my body or to one particular individual, to a different soul, variety of souls. I did something, and now it has come to me in the form of a problem, either in relationship, in the form of body issue, finances, you name it. It is something that I created in the past. Either I didn't know better or I knowingly did it, but I am the one who's responsible for why this problem has come in my life. And I am the only one that has to settle it. And only after I settle it, I will actually be reducing my debts. And whenever the inner being starts reducing debts, it actually becomes lighter. But when I don't realize it, that my debts are getting cleared, and instead I'm thinking, people are taking away my credit, everybody outside is taking away things from me, then my debt keeps on increasing. And this is the wisdom that spiritual knowledge gives, that if you understand why the problem has come and take ownership of it, take responsibility of it, at least take partial responsibility of it, that yes, I created something in the past, and now this individual who's creating problems in my life, he is doing it this time. We are both party of this problem. This problem got created because of me and this individual. It's not just this individual. When we co-share the problem, at least I can do my part of resolving it. And the beauty of this answer is, when I take ownership, the other person automatically starts taking ownership, and the debt gets resolved or reduced very, very quickly. So let's compare our options so that we understand, because there were multiple slides that we went through. So let's understand, all of these questions that we just answered. Who? Option 1, which majority of us might be using, that someone else created it, so we are blaming someone else. And option 2, which we are suggesting. So option 2 is everything that we are suggesting, and option 1 might be our existing method. I'm not saying each one of us is using option 1, but majority, I believe, in this world are using option 1. Option 2 says, I created it in my mind through my thoughts. I am the creator. Where is the problem? Problem is outside. It's in various branches of my life. Here in option 2, we say problem is within. What is the problem? We'll be very descriptive about it, right? We can talk for hours about what is the problems. Have you ever really found anyone talking about, hey, you know what? My biggest problem is I don't have tolerance power and I'm really working on building it, but I'm unable to build it. Do you have any tips on how I build tolerance power? Nobody talks about that, right? But they will keep talking about relationship issues. You know what my child is doing these days, or what my parent is doing these days? They'll go and talking about it for hours. Hey, do you know anything what we can do to fix these relationship issues? Or do you know of any classes where I can send my children so that someone teaches some sense, some builds them, some manners into them? But we don't look at ourselves. Do I have issues inside, right? You will very rarely find people to say, hey, you know, I get stressed very quickly. The problem is with me. I need to learn the art of remaining stress-free, right? Instead, we keep talking about, oh my gosh, my life is so stressful. The weekend is over and the grind is going to start again tomorrow. Whenever I meet people, majority of them after Christmas vacation, they will start complaining, oh my gosh, that same office, school, all of that routine, it's going to be so hectic and all of that. And every year we go through the same thing, and every year we keep talking about these problems outside. Why not take some time to develop some beautiful qualities, some strengths within, so that nothing seems like an obstacle outside, right? So option 2 is suggesting problem is not outside. It is really within you. You've not given enough time to develop your inner being that is day by day becoming weak and losing all kinds of inner qualities. Why did the problem come? People are mean, fortune is bad, right? Everything that we just talked about. And here, taking the ownership in option 2, saying it is I who created it. I don't recall it because it might have happened very, very long time ago. I'm a spirit, I'm eternal. I don't remember, but I believe in the laws of universe. As I sow, so I shall reap. Now, it's important to check what are the results we are expecting. And are we really getting the results with our current methods? So the first option, if we are using that where we are blaming everyone, where we are thinking the problem is in people, my fortune, God, everywhere else, and I feel they are the ones who are creating problems in my life, they need to change. If I'm using that method, and if it is successful, let's evaluate. Am I getting these results, right? If it is the right method, then it should feel like my problems are decreasing because I've learned the art. I've figured out a technique of solving problems. So the number of problems in my life are decreasing. In fact, you know what? Nowadays, even mountain-like challenges, they feel like a molehill to me because I have the perfect, accurate technique to resolve problems. And I am very quickly able to resolve issues because I've mastered the technique, right? And because I'm able to tackle any kind of problems very beautifully, day by day, my joy, my peace, my power, everything is increasing, because I have the best formula for solving problems. And my life is actually feeling like a boon because problems come and there I resolve it in a second. I know what to do. And my inner strength is really increasing. My confidence is increasing because even mountain-like problems, I'm able to resolve in a jiffy. Indeed, life feels like a boon. These are the results we should expect if our technique is right. If I am not getting these kind of results, then indeed our formula is not right, and we should take the time to figure out a better formula, a better art that we need to learn, because problems are expected, right? When something is so expected and it keeps coming every day and every month is a unique challenge, then shouldn't I learn this art of solving problems accurately and powerfully? Let's check the actual results, right? Many people say it's very hard, to really think that problem is me, that I am wrong, that I have to change. And that is why many people pick option 1, which says it's very easy, because I don't have to do any work. Somebody else has to change. And on top of it, our egos prevents us from calling ourselves wrong, that there is something wrong in me. So we take the very easy route, option 1, which says somebody else needs to change. Oh no, I am perfect. I have not done any wrong. I've always done everything correctly. I've always taken care. I'm very hardworking. I have everything accurate and right. So I don't need to change. It's great if by using this method, if all problems are getting solved and you're getting expected result, great, keep using that method. Then actually the actual result are people who are constantly thinking that somebody else needs to change and that we are right, I don't need to actually do any work. To them, typically, even a smallest, tiniest problem seems like a huge mountain. Why? Because they are not really doing any work inside. They sit on the branches of the tree, right? Suppose the problem is in relationship. They are not thinking they might be wrong in any way. They get busy in trying to control the other person, either through emotional blackmail, through yelling, or through silent withdrawal, whatever different techniques they might have, or waiting. Just waiting for this person to come and apologize. So a lot of attachment and trying to control the problem outside. And those people many times don't come in our control. They refuse to change. They feel exactly like us. I am right. Why should I change? You are the problem. So now my investment in this is increasing, trying to control the branch. The branch doesn't come in my control. And now the problem seems bigger. These people who are choosing option 1, and it could be all of us or some of us or many of us, they get stuck in the problem. Why? Because they're non-stop asking questions and they're not able to answer it. When will this person change? When will this person go away from my life? When will my job give me the results I want? When will my life become simple? When will people appreciate me? There's non-stop question asking. When you are only asking questions, you are not ready to actually work on a solution. So instead of actually working on a solution, you are actually just stuck. And the more you are stuck, the more problem will seem bigger because you're not addressing it. So day by day, that problem becomes bigger and your frustration increases. Choosing the option 1 causes us to blame everyone. We are constantly complaining to others how miserable our life is. Anyone we can find, we might not even know them that well. In a train ride, at work, whoever is there, we start unloading all our problems onto them, saying, you know what kind of a problematic life I have, how difficult it is for me, and then people start agreeing and we feel good, self-pity increases, and then we continue to wait for the other person to come and resolve it, or wait for our fortune to change, or keep investing in other things so that somebody will come and change it. And at times people can become very demanding that, hey, I did so much for you. I invested my whole life for you. Can't you even do this much? Right? So there's begging, there's demanding, there's trying to control. All of this becomes part and parcel for life. And if you look at all of these things that we are doing, life will indeed actually feel like a burden. Everything will seem, finances look too difficult to manage, relationship will seem like a headache, work will seem stressful, body will seem like unreliable. So indeed, life will feel like a burden. Now let's look at the option 2, which is saying focus on your inside, the spirit. It seems hard because we've really not tried this method. And we've never really worked on changing ourselves. We've been too busy trying to change others, right? So now spirituality at Brahmakumaris is saying, no, this is the easiest formula. It seems hard because we've not done it before. Try it once. You will never go back to option 1. And calling yourself wrong is really not really in a sense wrong, but it is humility, saying there are many things that I have done right in life, and that is why I am seeing so many beautiful things happen in my life, right? Each one of us has at least few relationships that are beautiful. Majority of us has decent job that is giving us finances. We have decent homes, right? So absolutely, I have done many beautiful things in the past, and that is why many beautiful things are happening to me. So we are not saying that I'm completely wrong. All I have done is wrong things. But like every human being, I have done a lot of beautiful things and few mistakes. So acknowledging those mistakes, why is it hard? When you can acknowledge, learn how to acknowledge the good things you've done, then acknowledging few mistakes will not seem hard. Because we are not looking at the branches which are actually out of our control, which constantly keep shaking, right? Relationship goes through its up and down. Body goes through its up and down. If I am not focusing on that, I am detached from what is happening outside, and I'm focusing on the roots, the inner core, then everything, because now I'm focusing on my thoughts, I'm working on changing my thoughts. Through my thoughts, I can make big problems also really like a molehill, completely tiny. Instead of answering, asking more questions, when will this change? Why is this happening to me? Who is doing this to me? What is happening? What if this happens? No more. I already have answered all the questions accurately. So automatically we start working on the solution. There's no more confusion of questions or frustrations of people not cooperating in me. So I'm able to actually start solutioning. This individual will quickly start executing on the solution. They'll get busy in transforming themselves. What are the things? What is it inside of me that is causing all of these issues? Is it my ego? Is it my low self-esteem? Let me work on it. Let me transform myself. And the way they execute, they actually end up inspiring many people to start using their method. Even though the problem at the surface level might look like there is someone else who's creating it, because this individual said, it is me who had created it, let me transform myself. The other person who's actually created the problem gets so inspired by their honesty, by their beauty of the dignity and elegance with which they carry themselves, that they stop creating problems. This has been my personal experience, that our transformation automatically inspires others to change. And indeed, when we are not relying on anything outside to resolve the problem, we are completely independent and free. We've developed all the powers and qualities within us to handle life, then life will seem like a boon that, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I've become so powerful and full of qualities that nothing seems like a mountain anymore. So with that, let's understand the art of problem solving. So I'll give you a few different options here which were given to me in the last 5 years. Suppose your mantra is, your belief system is, life is a competition. Suppose you believe in that. In that situation, if it is a competition and it is being played between two players, then obviously only one player can win, right? And it has to be the stronger player that is going to win the game. Typically what we do is we make life, say life is the first player and I, the self, is the second player. Typically what we do, we make life very big. So what we do here is saying, oh my gosh, what is really happening right now? I don't think this has ever happened to anyone. This challenge is just too big. I don't have enough money, enough people support to come out of it. Now, if I am creating this thought commentary, you can visualize this player actually becoming bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and reaching all the way up to the sky. Literally. So through my thoughts, I can make life bigger, and at the same time, I can make myself so smaller by saying, Meghna, I don't think you have the ability to handle it. You can't even tackle even small problems. You failed miserably multiple times in life. You don't have any talent and people don't even like you. If I keep creating these thoughts about myself, means what? I'm shrinking myself. So you can imagine this image, this self-image going down, down, down. Now I am all the way here bottom and life seems here up in the sky this big. I mean, automatically the stronger player will win and I will feel like I'm going to lose. So automatically I'm going to feel very fearful. And if I'm feeling fear, there is no way I have courage to deal with that problem. So the smartness is, if I'm thinking life is a competition, then isn't smartness or wisdom says, make life small. Don't enhance the problem through your thoughts. Don't magnify it. Instead say, expected. This problem, variety of problems expected in life, but nothing in life remains the same forever. I just need to be patient. And patience, oh gosh, I have a lot of patience and faith. And I have tackled many problems in the past. Start listing all the things you've handled, all the skills you have learned, and how you have managed, whether small or big challenges in the past. So through those thoughts, make yourself stronger and create thoughts which will make life seem smaller. The issues life is presenting in front of you is smaller, whereas you with your inner strength stronger. So when you see yourself high up in the sky and all the problems bottom down, you have no fear at all. Instead, you have a lot of faith and courage to tackle that problem. So let's be smart. If we are thinking life is a competition, then let's understand life and say nothing remains forever. It will change. If it looks bad now, it will not remain bad forever. It will change. It's not always the same. Problems are expected. Why am I making a big deal? That's okay. I have handled many problems in life. One more came. So what? These kind of talks makes life the player smaller. The first player life is actually my friend, my best mentor, the most powerful coach. And every time I play, with my friend, I end up learning so many things. Every lesson that, every game that I play is actually a tailor-made lesson that this coach sends my way so that I can grow by learning. It only keeps sending me challenges, life my mentor, so that I understand and acknowledge the weakness within me, and I change it so that I can come out of it and grow out of it. I'm playing a game with my friend. What is the fear of losing? No, there is no fear of losing. All I might do is I might make a mistake, and yes, I might lose that game. But life is my friend, will play with me again. I get another opportunity. That last game that I lost, I learned the art of winning. Now, next time when this comes my way, I will win. So thinking of life as a game and thinking that it's always on your side is really only sending those challenges which will actually help you grow. It's always trying to coach you. When I maintain that faith in my life, that my life is beautiful, everything that is coming my way is beautiful. When I maintain that faith, this has been my experience, then life says, oh my gosh, Meghna really thinks of myself as a friend. It really starts sending many people in my way, or books and articles my way, which have a solution for me to win that game beautifully. So when I put my trust and faith in life, I'm actually able to come out of whatever issue it is very quickly. And when I call life to be too mean and difficult, well, still life tries to help, but I'm not able to recognize the people and the help very quickly because I'm too lost in controlling many other things, right? So if you think about it in general, overall in the world, problems are really increasing day by day. And as you can see in the graph, the number of stress, doubts, fears, you name it, they're all in the rise, and our life feels like, oh my gosh, I have to cross all of these hurdles. And if you look over that graph, which is on the bottom, with time, if you look at the number of desires, the wants, the expectations, the hopes we have are increasing day by day. So the biggest reason for really the problems to increase is we are relying on temporary support, right? Like objects, habits, addictions, people, work. These are our ways to feel comfortable, to feel happy. The number of things I want in life is growing. And actually we should check. We've created so many desires, expectations, and I'm pretty sure many of them have been met. Is the happiness really increasing or decreasing? In time, maybe if I've created 200 desires, at least 150 maybe got met. So am I a more happier person now, given that so many wishes got met? Or am I feeling more and more sad, stressed these days? For me, if I look at my grandparents' life, they barely had any desires, but they were so content and happy. Science was not at all developed at that particular point. Everything was being done with hands. Simple life, but so much joy, so much love in family. And if you look at these days, kids pretty much have everything. Their desire list is here at the peak. And how long do they stay happy is a big question mark. Right? On top of it, we keep blaming others. They are taking away my happiness. They're not letting me be happy. I'm a very happy person. But people, my fortune, nobody lets me stay happy. It's a question to ask ourselves. Can really someone get inside of me and take away my happiness? Or am I letting it go by creating negative thoughts? Yes, people can hurt my body. They can steal away my money. They can cause me to lose my job. Yes, they can do every harm on the branches that appear outside. But can anybody touch the spirit inside? Really, nobody can touch me. Every karma that I'm doing, good karma, the results are bound to come. Nobody can snatch away the results from coming. If I understand this deeply, that nobody can take away my elevated karma. Nobody can compensate for the bad karma I have done. Nobody can really give me happiness or take away my happiness. I will be completely free and I will be ready to actually learn a new way of living, of becoming independent in solving my own problems. So really the beauty becomes when I become very simple, don't want too many things, either in the house, in my closet, anywhere, simple. I can get along with anyone. Whatever behavior you have, irrespective, I can get along with you. I don't have expectations from you. I can adjust. Whatever is the environment, whatever the people are, whatever kind of team is, I can adjust. Less money, more money, doesn't matter. I can adjust. These are the qualities that we all need to develop. We are not lacking. We are lacking these qualities, and that is why problems are growing day by day. But if we develop these qualities, then we will start experiencing true inner joy that will last us for days, not those momentary pockets of joy. With that, I want to thank everyone and take few moments to talk about Brahmakumaris, our organization, and then we'll open up for Q&A. Do want to mention, really, if you want to increase your inner power and stability, we really do need the right spiritual knowledge, and that knowledge helps you in connecting to your higher self, developing those beautiful qualities, and our battery has gotten discharged over time. So really connecting to that supreme source who's full of all the powers and qualities, and slowly as we connect to the source, those qualities start emerging in us. This has been my beautiful experience here. Brahmakumaris, a non-profit organization that got formed in 1937. It has a global presence, more than 130 countries, more than 8,000 centers all over the world, and 1 million plus people practicing this meditation and following the knowledge. The main motto is really, if we think about it very deeply, self-transformation is the only way which will lead to world transformation. I never thought I could respect every individual, and this has been my beauty that I learned here, that really to maintain this really core collective practice of maintaining dignity for every being, that they all are dignified, respectable, was something that was really taught here, and how we can do it is also taught. So it's really kind of empowering the soul so that its outlook becomes more spiritual than what it is right now, very materialistic. And finally, talking about the center here in Silicon Valley, located in Milpitas, Kusum Didi has been leading this organization. She's the director for the last 25 years. If you talk to any one of us who goes to the center, will have all beautiful things to say about her. She's a very wise lady who's been very strong and fearless, living all by herself. Started this center in a small room where she was like a paying guest literally, and now into a quite a decent sized center all on our own. Very strong iron lady is all I would call her. This center offers many free courses. Raj Yoga, these days we are offering it online. And we have parent and children living value classes and meditation retreats. A lot of these are not available given the COVID situation. The website address and email address is right there. And few upcoming events. Today at 6 p.m. the online Raj Yoga meditation course is starting. And next week